Just want to do a quick video. It's a bit late to do a proper setup, so I'm doing this on my phone. The news has really broken within the last few minutes that it seems that Ring of Honor, one of the top wrestling promotions really in America, has released or is going to be releasing its entire roster. Now, this is very concerning news. A statement has come out from Ring of Honor, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I don't have it in front of me. But basically, they state that over the past 18 months, because they are on, have been on hiatus due to obviously this current situation. Even their priority has been the safety of everyone, and they've been able to keep everybody under contract for this past 18 months. However, it's now time to basically make changes, to have a look and take a real serious look at how they're doing things basically, and they're going to take the first quarter of 2022 to reconceptualize, reimagine Ring of Honor, make it a fan focused product. Now, what that exactly all means, we don't know. I mean, we've seen NXT 2.0. Right now, it's not been a huge success. It's not critically anyway. I haven't really genuinely watched much of it myself, but they're saying they are re-looking at Ring of Honor. They're re-looking at how they're doing things, the presentation of the product. Now, Dave Meltzer's the one that is saying that they're, and I would say they are going to rather than they have already, because they stated that in their statement that the year will end with Final Battle in December, which is a Ring of Honor tradition. And then, like I said, they'll be taking the first quarter of 2022 to actually reimagine Ring of Honor. So it's, I dare say, it is possibly going to look a lot different potentially if and when it returns. This is all very concerning news, of course. If the truth is they are going to, they say they can't run Final Battle and whatever shows they're going to do in the run up to that. I'm not sure when the date, if the date is set for Final Battle, but whatever shows they've got going forward for the rest of this year, obviously they can't do it without talent. They can't do it without their roster. So I would imagine they would let, if it is true that they're letting go of the roster, then that will happen. I believe at the end of the year or immediately even after Final Battle. It is very concerning, to be honest, in terms of the promotion. We don't know what this means. I've seen plenty of businesses. A couple of people commented. A couple of people commented on Twitter, basically, that they've known businesses to say that that they're shutting down. Like for redecoration, there's a local pizza place in the city centre of Dundee that closed for supposedly redecoration. They even told the staff that. And there's another business, I believe, opening up in that location shortly, if not already. So it's very concerning, this history of Ring of Honor, because it has been one of the top indie promotions over the course of this past 20 years. It really was. I don't know whether, I can't remember the exact timeline. I know there's been NWA TNA in those early days after, of course, the 2001 downfall of WCW and eventual buyout of ECW by WWE. But Ring of Honor was the true super independent wrestling promotion. Genuinely, for those who are too young to kind of remember those days, Ring of Honor was the one that showcased the best in independent talent. The Samoa Joes, the Christopher Daniels, the AJ Styles, the Low Keys, the Homicides, the just anybody starting to make a name on the independent shows. The Briscoes, obviously, the Nigel McGuinnesses of this world. That promotion, that really started showcasing those guys. and it's been built from there. That's really been, if there is one company out there in modern wrestling that's been built on independent talent, Ring of Honor was it. Ring of Honor was definitely it. Undeniable. You cannot even argue that point. They did a few shows a month, a couple of times a month, I think, to begin with, and obviously it's built up. They're now owned by Sinclair Broadcasting, which kind of brings the point. How is it financially? Releasing the talent, taking that step is genuinely concerning. People are fearing for the future of the promotion, and that is it's a great shame for some of the great talent. Session Boss Martina and Joe Hendry have been under contract. All the roster have been paid for the last 18 months. What does that mean going forward for a lot of them? Could a lot of them become free agent? This reimagining, this restructuring, the reconceptualization of Ring of Honor, does that mean, I'm guessing after Final Battle, all the championships will be vacant, everything will be held up, it will be going hiatus again, and I'm guessing that some of the roster may not be invited back if and when Ring of Honor returns. So it's a huge piece of doubt in the future, easy for me to say, of many of the rosters. There's been a tremendous buzz around Ring of Honor these last few years. There's been some tremendous talent. I'm not as close follower of Ring of Honor as I have been in the past. But what exactly all this means for the roster. A lot of them will become, I believe, free agents. With obviously companies like AEW sprouting up. GCW is getting a little bit of momentum going with Matt Cardona and stuff with John Moxley, and that's a company that's getting a lot of attention right now. That's not really a full-time company. A lot of these people are going to be looking for work, and I'll have to be honest, WWE are looking at other sources for the wrestlers. They're looking for other sports. I mean, that's why WWE NXT 2.0 is on go, because they're looking. WWE publicly, it's publicly known that WWE are looking, at other sports and other places rather than independent wrestling for future very young talent. They're looking for nowadays. They're looking for them from amateur wrestling, from martial arts, from various different sports and backgrounds. Right now, that's where they're looking. They're not looking at the independent scene right at this time. So it's bad timing for so many of these people, men, women, whoever, that it looks like they're going to get released. WWE are not really in the hunt for a lot of indie talent. They've kind of turned their back on it, in my opinion, changing the way that NXT is. So, like I said, Ring of Honor is owned by the Sinclair Group. Is it really going to, is that going to be it for Ring of Honor? There's got to be fears for the promotion. So, like I said, they're owned by Sinclair Broadcasting, which is apparently a huge, pretty well managed, probably known and fairly powerful, it seems, broadcasting giant in the US. But depends on the finances, depends on the numbers. I mean, it was only Ted Turner in WCW in those early days that kept World Championship alive, because he said, no, that's my wrestling. That's my wrestling. I want to keep that. It was only him that, when he had the position of power, was able to basically tell the board of Turner Broadcasting that we're fixing the black hole in their funds each year. So it is concerning. Is Ring of Honor going to shutter and close completely 100%? To be honest, it's difficult to say. It seems the intent is to bring Ring of Honor back in the second quarter of next year. But questions have to be asked. where is this talent going to go? What is going to be the direction of Ring of Honor? Where are they going to focus, their efforts going forward? What kind of wrestling are they looking for? What kind of deals are they going to do? Okay, before we wrap this up, because I said I want to make it quick. There are several promotions out there right now. Impact, AEW. There's several positions, but they've all got just so many rosters positions available. And obviously with this pandemic, independent wrestling is coming back in Scotland. Thankfully, these last few couple of weeks, but there's only going to be a limited amount of spaces. And I've been rewatching the Last of McGuinness documentary again. There's only going to be so many places that could afford to pay some of these wrestlers the money that they need to pay the bills. Some of them, unfortunately, I feel are going to be in a difficult position going forward. But yeah, I think if you're a Ring of Honor fan, you've got to be concerned with this news. If you are, I think you've got every right to be.